Hey, it's Ethan here, and today I'm going to talk about the Boxer Rebellion, what it was and why it was so important. The Boxer Rebellion took place between 1899 and 1901. The Boxers were members of the Chinese militia united in righteousness. They were known as Boxers because many of them practiced martial arts, although not all of them did. Some of them even believed they were immune to bullets, which of course is ridiculous. They desired to kick out all the foreign powers that were going into their country, especially Christians who were trying to convert others to their faith. They eventually took over the capital after gaining support from their people and held hostage all of the foreign diplomats in their country. This eventually did come to an end, though, as there were 8 different Western powers, being America, Austria-Hungary, Britain, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and Russia, who came in and ended the rebellion to save their people. This killed thousands of Christians living in China and eventually led to the demise of the Qing dynasty. So you may be asking yourself, why did the Boxers decide to rebel and kill thousands of Christians? Well, it pretty much came down to there was a lot of bad things going on and they needed someone to blame. For example, there had been severe drought in the area recently, and nobody had enough food to eat or crops to grow and sell to other people. The main cause, though, was foreign spheres of influence growing in China. They didn't like all of the people from outside coming in and trying to control Chinese daily life, which is what the Christians came to do. They came to convert people to their faith, but the Chinese did not want to. This eventually led to the Boxers getting fed up and starting to revolt. The Boxers were mainly the people of everyday China and nobody special. Their motto was support the Qing government and exterminate the foreigners. That just shows you what they thought of other people in their country. There were many long-term effects of the Boxer Rebellion. The biggest effect was that it weakened the Qing dynasty. Before, it still had a fairly firm rule over its people, although it was losing its grasp as more favorable types of government became more prevalent, but this was the nail in the coffin for the Qing dynasty. While the rebellion was to end foreign affairs in China, it only strengthened it. As allied nations came back into China to free their people, they set an end to the rebellion. When they left, the dynasty quickly deteriorated and China became a republic in 1912, just 10 years after there was a rebellion to put back into power a dynasty. The foreign nations learned that they needed to take care of the leaders of government instead of the people if they wanted to have any influence in China. If they tried to influence the people directly, it would just lead to another rebellion. But if they tried to have more diplomatic ties that were with the leaders and not directly against the people of China, they would have better luck. While a lot changed in China after the Boxer Rebellion, there was still much continuity. For one, the people's sentiments towards foreign interference did not change. The people still did not want other nations messing with their daily life, although that didn't work out too well for them, because the foreign nations were still very involved in China, but instead of working through trying to convert them to Christians or things like that, they worked through the government and with ties to the leaders of the nations. You may also be wondering, why is this important? Why should I care about the Boxer Rebellion? Well, the Boxer Rebellion showed that China was not going to sit back idly while the rest of the world takes over their culture and resources. They were going to fight for what's theirs and to keep it, while other countries were trying to take advantage of them. They would not let them, at least not without a fight. It also importantly led to the fall of the Qing dynasty. This was the last dynasty in China, and shortly after it became a republic. This shows the world that, yet again, a dynasty falls and a republic takes over, showing that peoples want to be ruled by republics over dynasties and monarchs. It also showed that other countries can have unity to go in together and eliminate the Boxers that were executing so many. Different countries like Britain, America, and yes, even Russia were all working together to free their people. Thank you for listening to my presentation on the Boxer Rebellion. It is 12:30, I still have to edit this, and good night.